So be a mind willpower practitioner if you are going to be an impactful leader, if you're going to reach the stars, if you're going to, to reach for the stars, if you're going to, to be the best that you could ever become, learn to be a mind willpower practitioner. And then the second aspect of being an impactful leader is be an ethical leader. Be an ethical leader, wherever you are, whether you're in business, you're an entrepreneur, you're in college, you're doing studies, you're not yet in college, you're in between college and business, or you're in between college and work. The second key is be an ethical leader. What does it mean to be ethical? A lot of people just say, oh, be ethical, be ethical, be ethical. But what I've tried to do is just highlight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 qualities, 7 elements, 7 components of what it means to be ethical. And these 7 components have been gleaned from various thinkers and teachers and writers on ethics, including some philosophers, some ethicists who have thought a lot and written a lot about ethics. So these are not original. I've kind of gleaned them from all kinds of sources because of the brevity. It's a short presentation. I'm not mentioning all the sources, all right? The first characteristic of being an ethical leader is you kind of train yourself, develop the habit of desisting from maligning others, desist from a tendency to malign others, desist from a tendency to harm others, desist from a tendency to defraud others, desist from a tendency to disadvantage others. So that's what it means to be an ethical leader. You just develop that habit where you keep reminding yourself, I am going to be the kind of person, I am the kind of person, I respect myself, I have dignity, I value myself, I respect myself. Therefore, I'm going to be the kind of person who will not malign. You see, to malign others is to seek ways of undermining others, to seek ways of either undermining others or subverting others, or being malicious, just finding ways to make things go wrong for others. I'm a Zezuru, so in Zezuru we call it huroi, being a witch, someone, just finding it in your heart and in your mind, being unhappy with other people being successful, just finding it in your heart and in your mind, being unhappy when others are, doing well, are making money. Be happy with others when they're making money, and let that inspire you to make money for yourself. Why should you want to undermine them and find ways or wish things went wrong for them? That maliciousness is unethical. So being ethical means you're just developing a habit, an attitude, and you're living your life at an altitude where you kind of live and let live. It's almost like live and let live, in the sense of you're quite happy with others doing well in their space, and you will get inspiration from what they're doing well, so that you also do well in your space. So being ethical means desisting from maligning others, harming others, defrauding others, or disadvantaging others or the environment. The second aspect of being an ethical leader, which is the opposite of the first one, this is the positive aspect now, just develop a habit of benefiting others, just develop the habit of benefiting others. It's a habit that you can develop, where you want to benefit others, you want to empower others, you want to protect their interests, and you want to promote others. rather than undermine, like we said earlier on. So that's the second aspect of being ethical. And then the third aspect of being ethical is you wish and you work towards better health and wellness for others. That's an aspect of being an ethical leader. You're interested in and you do whatever you can and you support better health and wellness for others. So that if you're running a business, you'd want to ensure that your workers, you'd want to do the best you can to ensure your workers, have better health, your workers have wellness. You want to empower them, you want to benefit them, you want to protect them. And so this kind of prevents you from exploiting fellow human beings. This prevents you from abusing fellow human beings. This prevents you from being an exploiter and an oppressor. But this empowers you and propels you to become an empower of people, a promoter of people. So that's, better health and wellness for others. The fourth facet of being an ethical leader, maximizing available resources and minimizing wastage and losses. One word for that is efficiency. All right. That's an aspect of being an ethical leader, where you just develop this tendency and this attitude to maximize available resources, and you want to minimize wastage. You want to minimize losses. So you're kind of taking stock and you're kind of assessing and evaluating, am I maximizing my available resources, financial resources, material resources, human resources. I use a motorbike or I use a motor vehicle. Is this trip necessary? Is this trip really, really necessary? Does it add value, given that petrol has become so expensive? or friends come along and they would like just to sit and chat and talk and chat. Okay, how much time am I going to invest in that? I'm going to manage my time and budget my time. So you want to maximize on available resources. Time is an available critical resource. Once you've used it up, once it's gone, it's gone. So time, money is a critical resource. Assets, whether it's a car or it's a motorbike or it's a bicycle, is a critical resource. So maximizing available resources. And then you want to minimize on wastage. You see, you want to be the kind of course, you want to avoid the sort of tendency to become so frugal, to become someone who just want to use just a little bit of everything, to the extent that you adopt a poverty mentality, or a lack mentality. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about adopting a lack mentality or a poverty mentality. I'm simply emphasizing the importance of maximizing available resources and minimizing wastage and losses. The next aspect of being an ethical leader is respecting other people's autonomy. You want to, when others are talking, when others are expressing their viewpoints, you listen. You allow them to express themselves because you respect their autonomy. When others are making choices, whether it's business choices, whether it's other life choices, you don't want to manipulate other people. You don't want to manipulate. You don't want to dominate. You see, you don't want to be domineering. You are available to give advice. You're available to guide. You're available to share your opinions too. And yet you kind of desist from playing God in other people's lives. I mean, this is one thing that as a pastor, I have had to fight and resist, as someone towards whom people will quickly defer. Once people hear, oh, this is pastor or this is bishop so and so, they quickly defer and acquiesce, and they almost like give you the keys to their lives. You can almost do anything with their lives. And yet when you learn from the Lord Jesus Christ, when you learn from the best, you see, when you learn from the Lord Jesus Christ, as I have done, and I've adopted him as my role model, as a leader, to become an impactful leader wherever I am, he always respected other people's autonomy. And then the next one is fairness and equal access to opportunities. You just want to be fair. You just want to play fair, and you want to deal with other people fairly. And you want to give equal access to opportunities to everyone. And then the final aspect of being an ethical leader, wherever you are, is meritocracy. People get promoted on merit. People get promoted on merit. People get rewarded on merit. People earn what they deserve. People earn what they are. Entitlement is based, on merit. And so you become the kind of person who does not promote favoritism. You become the kind of person who does not behave in ways that promote favoritism. So desist from maligning others. One word for it is called maleficence. Benefiting, empowering, promoting, and protecting others. One word for it is called beneficence. Better health and wellness for others. That one is just called health for others. Maximizing available resources and minimizing wastage. One word for that is efficiency. Respecting others' autonomy. One word for that is autonomy. Fairness and equal access to opportunities. One word for that is justice. And then meritocracy. One word for that is meritocracy. Now, this I recommend. When you look at the life of Jesus Christ, who is my role model, who is the best? Who is the best role model you could ever get of life success? The best role model you could ever get. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 qualities of being an ethical person, an ethical leader. And as a young person, if you begin to cultivate these, nobody can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Let's go to the next slide.